Okay, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, you are welcome once again to this live broadcast. Today we are streaming live from the city of Abuja. This is FX Town Hall, your companion when it comes to forex trading. Today, I'm still waiting for our guest. He's having some technical difficulties joining, but he will be with us very shortly. Today we are going to be looking at a very interesting topic because of the so many messages I've gotten over the weekend. Ever since we discussed the different type of brokers and how you can be able to know which broker to patronize as a forex trader, I've had quite a lot of questions and messages in my inbox. So I decided to deal with one particular issue that is recurrent, which is how will you differentiate, or what's the difference between a white label, a gray label, and a black label broker? And how will you know them? And which one is the best? And which one is the best? What are their characteristics and what differentiates them? So that is what we're going to be diving in today. Yeah. So I'm still waiting for our guests to I hope he clears the technical issues quickly so that we can be able to dive into the real show. While we wait for him, please enjoy this piece of music. Okay, I think our guest is here.
Hello, good evening. Good evening. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, Mr. Ebereduru, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening, Mr. Obina. Mr. Bone.
Good evening, Mr. Ebereduru. Sorry, I understand that you are having some technical issues down there.
Of course, regular network challenges, but we thank God we are finally connected. Our viewers and listeners, make them no mind say I stand. Now where they fit get network now they waka go so just strolling. The signal has been very weak.
Yeah, it's actually everywhere. I've been battling with it since. And once it is bad with one network, it's also bad with the other network. You wouldn't know where to put your head. So I'm beginning to wonder whether all of them they're the same WhatsApp group. Okay. Good evening once again. It to be very exciting because we are going to be dealing directly with your questions. Ever since we discussed brokers, I have gotten a loads of questions asking me how they can be able to differentiate between a white label, a gray label, and a black label broker, and which one is the best. And they want to know the characteristics or how they can be able to differentiate between the two. So I promised them that I'm going to bring you back to the studio, to this live, so that you can continue the good work that you started. Ladies and gentlemen, our esteemed viewers, I want to thank you very much for always being there. If not for you, we wouldn't be here. Whatever we are doing today is because you are out there listening and watching what we're doing. So we appreciate you and we thank you all. Today, like I said, this I am your usual host, Mr. Bond, and our guest today is once again Mr. Ebere Duru. He was here on the 30th of December, and we dealt with so many issues bordering around brokers. So today we are going to be looking at white label brokers, gray label brokers, and black label brokers. What is the difference? What is the similarities? Which one is good to go? And how many of them are like that? How many white brokers we have in Nigeria? These are the issues we are going to be dealing with here today. Duru, thank you so much. Sorry for the stress we are putting you.
Thank you very much. No.
So we are going to begin this way. Yes, the last time you were here, you were talking about you are categorizing brokers into label. I was even calling them white garment brokers and stuffs like that. So today we really need to dive into this categorization of brokers according to the color of their label. The color of the label is actually sounding like black belt or blue belt, like karate kind of characterization. So who are these white label brokers? How are they categorized according to their labels? I want to leave that to you because this is where you are an expert, and I want to leave the whole of the live for you today. So feel free and enjoy. This live is not going to last long today. We are just going to stay 30 minutes here today because of the challenges of network. So whatever we can achieve within that, we get it across. Today, I also would like to take questions. If there are viewers that would like to ask live questions, we'll attend to their questions live here on the live session. So, sir, what are the characterizations that exist in the brokerage company? How are they characterized?
Okay. Good evening again, dear listeners. Good evening, Mr. Bond. Good evening, everyone. To those who are listening live and to those who will watch the repeat broadcast later, we hope and pray that this session will in no small way help and assist them understand their brokers more. Quickly to the question you asked so that we can gradually delve into them gradually. So on a nutshell, a white label broker is that broker that is almost fully independent on the main broker itself. In other words, if I'm giving examples, for instance, I will try as much as possible. Let me use the banking sector. I'll use the banking sector, for instance, so that our listeners can understand. A labeled broker is a sub-broker to a main broker. It's like an agent to a main broker, if you understand this. Now, the example from the banking sector is we have some commercial banks, right? Now, these commercial banks provide services to Nigerian customers, let's just say customers all around. Now we have microfinance banks. What a lot of people don't know is that most of these microfinance banks operate with the platforms of some commercial banks. When I was in one of the Nigerian commercial banks, we had a desk that was managing microfinance banks. In other words, the job of the people on that desk was to market microfinance banks to leverage on the platform of our bank to reach out to their customers. And what that means is, if you have a check of this microfinance bank, you can walk into that commercial bank and tender your check, and it will still be processed, right, for you.
Okay.
Now, that is what
Okay.
a white label broker represents. A white label
So what
broker
you're
does
saying is
not
that
really, yes, a
so
white
what you're
label
saying is
broker
that
is fully independent of the main broker. However, they use the platform of the broker, but they can have a completely different name from that main broker.
okay.
Do you understand? On the customer facing side, you will see broker ABC, whereas at the back end, the operation side, it is broker XYZ that is carrying out your transactions. So these labels are mostly for marketing purposes, right? That's what a white label broker is. I mean, all the labels are mostly for marketing purposes, for business and all that. It is just a collaboration with the main broker. So the main broker sublets their license to you, they sublet their platform to you. You are fully in charge of your operations and all that. And probably at the end of the day, you make remittances to the main broker. We are going to delve into all that. Now, the gray label broker is that broker that is not totally detached and is not totally dependent on the main broker, right? You see a kind of semblance in name with the main broker. You see a different name, but not totally different from the name of the main broker. You see that the branding, the marketing materials and everything is totally similar to that of the main broker, but with a slightly different. That's a great.
Sorry, I think we lost him briefly there, but he's back
Can you
now.
hear me
Yes,
now?
yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you loud and clear. So that's a gray label broker. I don't know if you got my definition of gray label. Sorry, it's network
Yeah,
issues.
yeah, we are trying to capture that, but it wasn't that clear. Network, it was cracking actually. So if you can take that again, I think it will do a lot of good.
Okay, I said a gray label broker is that broker that is not totally dependent on the not totally independent of the mother broker. That's the main broker itself, right? There
Mm-hmm.
are some similarities between the gray label broker and the main broker itself. When we delve into more, we will. I don't want to under defining say all the technical things. I believe there will be time for all that,
Sure,
right?
definitely.
Yes, you
Okay,
see similarities. You know, they will try to change the brand, but they will the logo or things about the brand, but it will still be rooted. You still notice that there is no complete negation from the mother broker. There are many. There are some brokers you know today that have done a kind of rebranding and all that. Those rebranding are just for our region here. When you travel out, you still hear the name of that mother broker outside, right? That's a gray
okay,
label broker. Then we have the black label. The black label brokers are, let me just call them IBs, super IBs. The broker is still in charge of everything you are doing. You are still using the name of the broker. You are everything is being controlled by the broker, even though you are running your business, you are bringing clients and all that, you are doing your stuff, everything, name is the mother broker, operations is the mother broker, everything is the mother broker. You are just there as a representative doing business like their eye in that region. So that's a black label kind of person. You are not totally detached. It's just that maybe when they want to, for reasons of ease of doing business and local content, you are going to be signing some checks and all that in your region and all those stuff. You will be in charge of certain operations, because of local content policy and all that. So that's a black label broker. So these are the three main sub brokers that we have, the white label broker, and the gray label broker, and the black label broker. So that's the
Okay.
definition.
What are the advantages of a white label broker over a gray label? Which one is the best out of the three, actually?
Okay, if you ask me, there is no best. It all depends on
Okay.
the kind of facility that the mother broker can provide, the kind of service they can provide, the kind of what to what extent will they provide you their resources, right? That's number one. Um, I was talking about how to differentiate between a white label and a black label initially. Maybe I'll just say it now, then before I now start saying some other things. Number one, I heard somebody saying, "Oh, we are running a whole Nigerian broker. This broker is not from, like we have other brokers. Most brokers come from outside to open Nigerian offices and all that. These people will tell you, no, we are Nigerian, we are wholly
Mm-hmm.
Nigerian and all that. The truth is, 9 out of 10 of the times, what they do is that it's a white label broker. They look for some of these big brokers out there, may not necessarily be big anyway, but they look for some of these brokers out there, negotiate certain terms and conditions, get the license to operate as a white label. So they have their own name, they have their own logo, they have their own everything, and they are running. I have an example of one broker. I won't mention the name of the broker, but I can mention the name of the mother broker, right? They they say, oh, they are wholly Nigerian, they are fully Nigerian and owned solely by Nigerian, they don't report to anybody. Meanwhile, they are a white label under another broker called Tiger Woods, right? That's because I'm not saying the name of the broker, I can mention the name of the mother broker, right? Then you have
Okay.
another broker, like there are about 3 4 of them in Nigeria, prominent brokers that have rebranded. They rebranded their names from what you know it to be to what they are answering now, right? For instance, you have broker Aba Benue Forex, you know, now answering AB markets.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? Now, they are
Yes,
answering
yes.
AB markets instead of Aba Benue Forex. They are answering AB markets. When you look really at their logo, you see those distinctive colors between the Aba Benue markets with them. That's number one. When you look at the services they are rendering, it is still the same thing with Aba Benue markets. Now, when you travel out of their region of operation, maybe just Nigeria or maybe Africa, for instance, and you travel to somewhere in Cyprus, you won't see AB markets anywhere around there. What you will now see is Aba Benue markets, Aba Benue Forex, right? It is telling you
Okay.
that most likely what you now have in that region is a gray label operation. In other words, the head of business formerly of Aba Benue market have reached an agreement with the mother brokers, and he now has a gray label right. Now, formerly his title may be country manager. Now his title will be managing director.
Okay.
Just when you look at all these other, look at some of these brokers, you understand what I'm saying. He is now the one calling the shots 100%, right? In collaboration
Mm.
with the other broker, he can of his own on his desk hire and fire staff, right, without recourse to the mother broker, right? Share of profits. I say for a white label broker, he has an agreement to make some returns to the mother broker, that they can
Mm-hmm.
decide on what form of returns, because it is his money, he is investing full time into the business. But in the gray label, the mother broker is still providing support, like as though they never left in the first place. They are providing some level, huge level of support to the gray label broker. At the end of the day, they do what we call share of profit. You
Okay.
understand, with the man who is championing the gray label. And then the man who is championing the gray label takes a part of the operating costs in the country. The gray label, the mother broker also takes a part of the operating cost. For the black label, everything is solely on the mother broker. It is the mother broker's name, it is their modus operandi. They tell you who to hire, they tell you when you want to hire anybody, they are conducting the interview with you and all that. So that's a black label. You are still more like a country director or country manager, whatever it is. I'm sure you understand, being in the industry now, you are understanding what some of these our country representatives, what kind of partnership dealings they are running with some of the people out there, some of the brokers out there.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
in
but
terms of
the
yes,
essence the essence of this live show, or the essence of this discussion, is for somebody who do not understand any of this terminology, somebody who is just out there and is looking for a broker that he want to trade forex, and since he cannot trade forex without passing through a broker, he is trying to look
mhm.
for a broker that will be will give him the best of services and will make sure that his funds are secured. That is the essence of this discussion. So we are trying to look at, okay, the gray label, the white label, and the black label. Which one will somebody in that category now? Uh, 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 which one will you advise somebody to look out for if he wants to start or she wants to start trading forex? And how will he or she know that kind of person, that kind of a broker? Sorry.
Okay, this question is a bit very technical, not difficult really, but technical. Why I say technical but not difficult is, no broker will come and write on their platform, we are white label, we are gray label, we are black label. Nobody, right? Every
So
broker wants you
why
to
wouldn't
feel, yes,
why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they do that? Since it doesn't mean anything, does it really mean anything? Why are they? Why wouldn't they do it?
yes, it means a lot to them, because they, if they say they are white label, they are only trying to, it means that they are telling you that they are not the actual parent broker, they are agents to the parent broker, right? And nobody wants to do that, because it will drive away investor confidence or trader confidence, right? Nobody will tell you. We are explaining these things because we've been long in this industry. um we've, by the grace of God, we have participated in certain segments of the industry to know a lot about everything I'm telling you. Everything I'm telling you now are facts. I'm not speaking based on assumption. Now, The services, again, I go back, for new or intending brokers, is always dependent on the mother broker. That's number one. Then number two, another thing which is critical, it is also dependent on the kind of franchising agreement that is reached between the agent and the parent broker. For instance, some agents want you, because they know a lot of traders, especially from our region, for two reasons. One, a lot of traders from our region are novices. There are people who are not well grounded with trading, yet they want to make all the money from forex today, 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 today. Remember, I mentioned this the last time, right? They want to use that their one click
Yeah,
of
you
buy
did.
or
Yeah.
sell to solve all their family problems. That is what we call greed, right? They know that there is this heightened level of greed inherent in most of these naive or new traders, so to say. That's number one. Number two, because there is no regulation in our region, right? The second one, most of these labels tend to go for the B book franchise. Yes, some of them run hybrid. In other words, they present you with, they bring A book and B book platforms for you to trade on. Today we are going to be speaking technically, so it wasn't the last session. I was just making general definitions of some of these terms, but today we are going to delve into them really. Now, what is A book?
Okay.
Remember, I told you that
I'm coming there now. The question
okay, you are heading to
I
A
don't.
book.
You say so. Whether you yes, whether you are from what you are saying now,
Yes,
it doesn't matter if you are if you are white label or you are
gray
gray
label.
label
Yes,
or black label.
yes.
Now,
You can still
it
provide the
that
best
doesn't
of
determine the
services.
kind of contract.
No, you can still provide the best of services to your clients, whether you are
Okay,
whether you are white label, gray label, or black label. You can still
or
provide
black
the
label.
best of
Okay,
services, yes, to your clients, the best,
to
the
your
very
client.
best, the
Okay,
absolute best, yes. And you can still make your
that
client
one has
very
been solved.
miserable.
Now, if you so wish.
Yes, depending on the kind of
All right.
agreement,
So
really, or the kind of yes, the kind of agreement you sign with your mother broker, with the parent broker. Like I said, A book or B book.
okay. All right. So, if I understand you clearly, just like they said, the devil is in the details. So, the problem now comes with the kind of agreement they sign with this parent broker,
Yes.
not the kind of franchise they decide to get.
Mm,
Is the kind of agreement.
yes, the kind
So,
of agreement.
is this a book? Okay, what kind of agreement are there for them to sign, or is it just is it blank? Can they decide to do anything, or are they? Is there a kind of uh, 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 are they limited to a kind of agreement that they can enter, or they are free to enter any kind of agreement that they want to enter?
No, they are free depending on the opportunities they see. For instance, some persons have the finances in Nigeria to set up refineries, but they have chosen to open petrol stations instead. Are
Okay.
we together? It
Mm-hmm.
all depends on what opportunities you see in the market around you. You can now, on that
Okay.
premise, discuss with your parent broker. Oh, this is the level of investment I want to bring in. This is the level of investment I want you to bring in. This is the level of profit I want to take share of. During the SOP. That is what we call share of profit, SOP. And this is the one I want you. Okay, is this what you want to take? Okay, if this is what you want to take, this is the level of commitment you are going to put in. And this is this and this is that. That is all. Then it is now left for me to now tell myself, oh, from this market, do we have what is the rate of successful traders? And what is the rate of traders who are losing their funds? Okay, probably we can do A book, probably we can do B book, or probably we can do hybrid. Do you understand? So whichever one. Um, I don't know if it is in your list of questions to ask me what is A book and B book and hybrid, or you want me to explain it now. Can you hear me?
Me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So
So
I
I
missed you
asked the
at
question.
some point. What
Yeah.
would be before I missed you? Okay,
At what point did you miss me?
where you were saying somebody has money to open to build a refinery, but he chooses to open a petrol
Filling
station
stations
because of
instead.
the
Yes.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. That means I was gone for long. Sorry. I said somebody chooses to open a petrol station because that is where he sees the market. That is where he sees the opportunity. You understand me? Another person may see an
Yes, yes.
opportunity in opening a refinery because he feels okay, this is where the market is. So somebody else may decide to operate in the upstream side, another person may decide to operate in the downstream. The same thing, a label broker or a brokerage agent, right, may decide that he wants to, in his region, he wants to run a book. He may also
Okay,
decide that in his region, he wants to run B book. He may also decide that he wants to run hybrid,
okay.
right? So it all
Yes, yes.
depends. So what I asked is, I don't know if it is in your list of questions to now differentiate between A book and B book and a
Of course,
hybrid,
is
or
actually
yes,
is going to come before another question, because from the list you have given us now, I think you've mentioned that they can decide to say, okay, because of the region I find myself, I want to offer my people a book services.
yes,
Another person can come and say, okay, because of the region I found myself, I want to offer my people B book services. Another person can come and say, okay,
yes,
he wants a hybrid, that is a combination of A book and B book.
A book and
That
B book,
leaves them
yes,
that leaves them with three options. Either you go with A book
yes,
or B book, or a combination of the two. Do they have
yes.
any other option to go out? Do they have any other thing to do apart from these three options before we now look at the three options and see and understand it?
Well, these names I have mentioned are just terms that we use for dealing desk brokers, non-dealing desk brokers, and hybrid brokers. So it's just the same thing. There is none. It's either of these three or a combination of them.
Okay.
Either A book, B book, or a
All right. Then
combination
that brings
of
us
the two. Yes.
B book.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh,
Can you hear me too?
network. I'm sorry, this network is, you can see I'm just walking and walking and walking. It's just because of the network.
So sorry, but I think you're actually clear. I can hear you.
Okay, okay, okay. So I said
So
it's either A book, B book, or a combination of the two. One of the three is what you can operate, is what you may decide to operate with.
then my question to you is that what is the difference between A book and B book? This one that you are
Now,
laughing. I'm beginning fear is beginning to catch me. Oh.
now you talk, say the devil is in the details. Okay.
What's the
Now,
difference between A book and B book? Yes.
A book is the non-dealing desk brokerage platform. In other words,
Okay.
this is the kind of service where that broker, right, does not
Yes.
have any form of interference with your trading activities. In fact, they
Okay.
send your your order, your trading order, when you click that buy or you click sell, they send it directly to either the market or to the liquidity provider, whichever it is, right? Are you getting my point? And all
Okay.
they make
Yes,
from
I am.
you are commissions or spread. That is the only form of income they make, either spread or commission. They don't interfere in any
Okay.
way with your trading activities. So those are A-book brokers or A-book brokerage facilities. B-book. Now, before I even go into B-book, remember I said, and I quote, during our last session, if you recall,
Yes,
I
yes.
said a lot of brokers are so particular about spread.
A lot of
Meanwhile,
traders.
spread should, sorry, a lot of traders are so particular. They are spread sensitive, seriously spread sensitive. Meanwhile, spread should actually be the least in the order of your worries.
Okay.
The least in your list of worries, spread should be the least in your list of worries. So spread should be the least, Least, in your list of worries, List, right? So
Okay.
these A book brokers, they must collect either their spread or their commission from you, because that's the only thing they make from you as you
Okay.
execute your trades on their platform. Then we now have the big B book brokers. These are, or the B book brokerage platform. The A-book is usually very okay for brokers when traders are making profits. Whether traders make loss, it doesn't concern them. But you know, the more profitable a trader is, the more trades he executes. The more trades he executes, the more margins they make, either from commission, spread, or markups from the liquidity providers, right?
Okay.
Are
Mm-hmm.
you getting my point? Good.
Yes, I'm with you.
Whereas the B book operations is simple. The your executions does not leave the broker's platform. It does not go either to the market or to the liquidity providers. It stays there with the broker. In other words, the broker takes the other side of your trade. If you lose that trade, the broker has made money. If you win the trade, the broker has made a loss.
Okay.
Now, A-book brokers are just those brokers that will encourage you to do volume with them. When you know some of those brokers that encourage you to do volume with them, those are A-book brokers. B-book brokers, mostly, they want you to fund your account. They don't want you to withdraw. So if you are out there as a trader, find out which of those brokers always want you to fund your account. Which of those brokers are interested in enticing you with things that are almost impossible, so that you can fund your account with them? And when you fund your account, they are not so quick to processing your withdrawals. As soon as you place a withdrawal, maybe your account officer calls you, he wants to know why you are withdrawing, when there are still so much more opportunities to trade in the market and all that. Are you getting my point? So you
Yes,
should
I'm
be
getting
able
your
to
point.
differentiate this. Then, mostly the brokers, you have all these slippages, all these, as your trade is about to hit take profit, the next thing, the spread widens, or you want to execute a trade, and the thing will just continue to roll and roll and roll and roll until they are sure that that trade will go against you. They now execute your order. Some of these things are usually very prevalent with big book brokers. So if you are listening to me and you have been passing through some of these challenges, you should now understand. where your broker placed you. Are you on the A book or are you on the B book? So if you're on the B book, it means as soon as you fund your account, your broker sees that funding as a potential income for him. Some brokers
Okay.
operate the hybrid platform. In other words, once they see the trading pattern of a trader, that this guy is a very good trader and is profitable, especially if the trader is very organized, is not a greedy trader. You know how you know a greedy trader? They just open their platform and they just want to trade. There is no there is no trading direction. There is no You can't see a trading pattern with this trader, a defined trading pattern. This trader is bound to lose his money. Forget it. If you don't have a trading pattern, you are bound to lose your money. Everything goes for you, and every kind of lot size goes for you. Every day is a trading day for you. Every hour is a trading hour for you. You don't have a trading routine. Your broker must know, because the market is the most organized structure in the whole world. The financial market, that is what unites everybody around the globe together, the financial market.
Mm.
So you can be rest assured that it is highly organized. For instance, there is no African time with opening of the market and closing of the market. The market does not open 1 second earlier, it does not open 1 second later. I don't know if you have observed this. If the market
Yes.
is to close by, today is Friday, if the market is to close by 10 p.m. today, 10 p.m., 9:59, as soon as the second is sticking to 10, the market shut down, and it will open again exactly 10 p.m. on Monday, on Sunday night. That is how organized the market is. So if you are not that organized, you are already destined to fail. So your broker may just place you on a big book platform because they know all your fundings are potential incomes to them. Now, it is
Okay.
also on these big book platforms that you begin to see conflict of interest, because when you make so much money, it is so much loss for the broker. They now start to bring in all kinds of manipulation to want to frustrate you and your money. Yes, they begin
but
to put up all kinds of things to
but
want to frustrate you.
but
Yes.
have you ever witnessed any situation where a trader makes money uh, and he's having problem withdrawing the money from the broker? I don't think I've ever seen that kind of issues before.
No, of course, in their best interest and for the sake of the survival of their business, they cannot withhold your money without any cogent reason, right? So that you
Yes.
don't go out there also to accuse them. The only thing is, you may be noticing some delay in withdrawal, because for instance, your account officer may be looking at that funds, that if this money goes, it hits on my P&L as a loss, and he or she may need to go elsewhere to look for how to recoup that withdrawal that you have made, right? They will not come to tell you. I'm telling you, back office operations. So they may want to be
Oh,
delaying until they get a counter funding from somewhere else, or they may want to call you to encourage you to trade more instead of withdrawing. So they are not going to tell you that they won't pay you. So that if you trade more, there may still be a chance of you losing that funds to them. I'm not here to Let's put out this disclaimer quickly. We are not here to blacklist any broker. We are not here to tarnish any broker. Thank God we have not mentioned any. And we are also not here to dissuade traders from patronizing brokers, but we are actually telling, especially traders that have traded before and may have had certain experiences that I'm mentioning now, to now understand, okay, so this is where this broker placed me. Or for certain traders, when they are opening their accounts, especially if they have a physical person they want to interact with by way of account officer, tell the account officer by request, either by mail or whatever, that please, I want to be placed on a book. For reference purpose, I have sent this. So that once those conflicts begin to come up and maybe there is issues that may want to trigger litigation and all that, you can provide your email and say, I asked them to place me on ebook. Please find out from them what they did. Of course, regulatory authorities are also bound to hear you out. Where did you place him, ebook or bbook? If they have found out that these guys placed you on bbook despite your request, they have contravened and breached trust, really, and they will be sanctioned. But of your own accord, you cannot know. And every broker you ask will tell you you are running on a book. Every broker you ask will tell you you are running on a book. So there
Okay.
is these are some of what I have just explained to you are some of the ways that you will understand brokers that are on a book and on b book. Now the a book brokers really as well, because your transactions are going straight into the market most times, it is always difficult before you start trading with them. Always very difficult. They keep asking you for all kinds of documentation, this one, that one, provide this. Oh, this picture is not clear. Oh, this one is not this. Provide another one. They are carrying out exceptionally due diligence on you. Some people brokers know that maybe the money is coming to us. Okay, just bring this, we will accept you. You say, oh, this broker is very easy to do business. I open my account, I have not even uploaded my document, I've started trading. Do you understand me? All they needed from
Yeah, I
me
do.
to start trading is all they needed from me to start trading is this one, just your username and your password. That's all. There is no other thing. No, a book brokers will not do that. They will tell you, please get all your necessary documents. Because if you win a trade, you no concern the trader, na the liquidity provider go pay you. And so
Of
they don't
course.
want any situation where they cannot process your withdrawal because you are not you have not done the needful. So they want you to do the needful from beginning to end before you even click your first buy or sell. So I just
Okay.
hope and pray that I'm opening up the eyes of certain persons, really.
Of course, and which is why we are actually doing what we are doing. Just like I said, why we are doing what we are doing is because we believe that uh, wherever there is an original, there is always a fake. And most persons are skeptical when you the moment you mention forex trading, they begin to run. They feel you are about to collect their money because they have heard stories of these fake people around who are making people lose their funds. But what we are trying to do here is to protect the good people here who are here to do good business and to also open the eyes of people to know that okay, as far as you know that we know that there is original, there is always a fake. So
Yes,
you look out for you look out for yourself and look out for these signs and if it is in medicine, we say signs and symptoms. You look out for these
yes,
signs that we have mentioned and make sure that you don't fall into the wrong hands. So what we are saying is that we need to educate the people to know that all right, these are the things that are obtainable. Because so many people asked me this question: how will they be able? They really want to know how to, because at the end of the day, the money that you are going to use to trade, you are going to give it to a broker. So they want to make sure that when they are paying in that money, they are actually paying in to the right person. I think that was why we had so many questions in this direction or over so few days now.
yes,
So for all of our viewers, you've heard it. You at this point you should know what to look out for and the right questions to ask when you go to do business. You see, at times we begin to feel that easy is good. But you see, from what you said now, easy sometimes is not the right way. The easy way is not usually most times the right way, because if somebody is telling you, okay, it's very easy to do business with this person, and you are now finding out, okay, it is very easy because it is easy. It is easy to do business because everything with this establishment is actually easy.
Easy.
I keep telling my people when they were doing this. I'm going to go to an area now that is very sensitive. This tap swap of crypto. These people that are tapping. You
Yes.
understand?
I hope you are
Yes.
not part of them.
I was telling somebody when at the heat of that tapping, I was telling the
Mm.
person that you are thinking that you want to make money while tapping this without knowing that you are the money. You that is tapping you are the money that is being made. You understand?
Thank you very much.
Well, you are thinking that you want to make money, but you are actually the money being made. You understand? But you were thinking
Those
that
who
by
were doing
tapping this
that
whole thing.
tap swap, did you notice that some of those platforms sometimes as you are tapping, after a while you just see an advert pop up?
Yes, now.
Good. So you are correct. They are actually the ones that is the money for the tap
Yes,
swap people. How many tap swap people
but
have gotten paid?
even if they get paid, some of them actually get paid. But you ask how
Yes, but
much were they paid?
how much were they paid? That is where I'm going to compare to the level of exposure, because what a lot of people don't know is if one person is tapping, nobody wants to put up advert on that platform. But if a million people are tapping, every company knows if I put up an advert on this app, I'm going to have a million views.
Views.
In other words, a million people are going to see my advert. So what they do is they put up that advert there. Now the tap swap company people, having made that money, will remove small and give to some of you that probably have lingered long. They are tapping more and I have seen the adverts more. They will give to
Hmm.
you. Not that that tapping is generating anything really. That is my honest analysis, and that's why I never wasted a second doing that. So, but
Because
that's
at the
not
end of the day,
the line of discussion for today.
that's
But that
no
is the truth
discussion
anyway.
today. But so what we are saying is that you as a trader, I say that we're not going to waste time here today. You as a trader, or you that wants to trade, the discussion we've had here today, you should be able to pick one or two things that will help you to determine uh, uh, which way to go when you are at the crossroad of making a decision on which broker to use. There are very fine brokers in Nigeria. We know that
Very
a lot of
wonderful
them are
ones,
there.
truly. Yes,
We
so
have very
many of them.
wonderful brokers here around, so many of them. And we also have very terrible brokers here in Nigeria. They are there too in their numbers. So what you do is that follow what the eye-opening conversation we've had here today, and make your decision. And I believe that you are eventually going to be fine. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, whether good broker or bad broker, if you actually know how to trade, if you are worth your onion in trading, whether they put you in A book or B book or C book, it will be difficult for anybody to do you harm. You understand?
You are very correct. You are very correct. That was why when you started initially, you asked me which one is the best. I told you that there is no best, right? It all depends on the trader. A book, B book. The truth is, when you when you if you are a very good trader, nobody will bully you. Trust me. And the reason why most brokers invest more now getting the hybrid platform for both A book and B book is once they know you are a very good trader, they move the liability to the liquidity provider. And liquidity providers are so wealthy, so that your small money you are making, even if it's $10,000 you want to withdraw, is small money. To them, it is nothing, absolute nothing to them, right? So, um, if you know your onions in the industry, nobody will bobo you, like we used to say in our local parlance. That's number one. Number two is, like I said earlier on, brokers will look at your trading pattern to know if this one is a potential A book client or a potential B book client. Like I said, most brokers, what they do by default is as soon as you are signing up, you are going into their B book catalog. When they now see your trading pattern that no, this person is a profitable trader, they move you to A book. But nobody will tell you that one now. Nobody will come. These are back end operations. These are not even operations for that your account officer in Nigeria here.
Yeah,
These are
but at the end of
operations
the day,
from their trading desk. Do you understand? And when I say
yes, but
trading desk, I mean where their server is. That's where you say their trading desk.
at the end of the day, if you ask me, because I'm beginning to have a kind of, I'm looking at this in another direction. I think everybody actually opens business for profit making. And
Yes,
if I discover that, okay, instead of giving pushing this person to a book where I'm not going to get much from you, if I know that definitely this client is going to lose money, what is the point sending you to a book, since I know you're going to lose it? You
that's
understand?
what we are
So
saying. That's what we are
so
saying.
at
That's what we are saying. In B book, some brokers make more. That is the truth. When they give you B book, when they place you on B book, they make more when you lose your funds.
when you lose your funds. So another
So
thing
you
is
see
that
them, they want more and more people to keep coming, registering, signing up so that they can continue to get, because they know the not maximum number of times one trader may fund his or account is maybe 3, 4, 5 times maximum. You fund one, you lose, and fund two, you lose, and fund three, you lose, and you say no, this thing is not for me, and you go, right? So they now have to
so
look
I
for
think
other clients to come in.
I think the takeaway from this discussion this evening is simple. The first layer of protection you are going to have in forex trading is yourself, and
Correct,
the level of knowledge that you have. Then
correct,
every other thing is secondary, whether you are in a book or you are in b book, whether you are with a white label broker or you are with a black label broker. All of these things are now secondary. The first layer of
correct.
protection is the level of knowledge that you are going to have in this industry. So
Very
it
correct.
still comes back to what we've been saying. If you know that you want to be a forex trader, you want to join this business, you must invest in knowledge. That is the first thing you must do. You must invest in knowledge so that you can be able
Knowledge
to know
acquisition.
what to do and what not to do. Then after you've done
Very
that,
correct.
then you can begin to look at other, whether this broker is this one. Do you know to acquire this knowledge so that you will be taught the appropriate thing that you're supposed to be taught? Because even in the education part of the whole business, there is also mago mago in that place. And I think we have
Very
also
correct
discussed
as
that
well.
on this platform, how you will know the best place to go and learn how to trade. And you have said in your, or I think the last time you were here, you also said that one of the best place to at least begin is to go to a forex broker very close to you, and they will give you the one that teaches forex the way it should be taught, and they will give you the very basics of the knowledge you seek. I don't know if you can still hear me, Mr. Duru.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. They'll give you the basics, yes, but To delve in more, you also need to probably go to certain academies, right? So that you can actually learn more apart from the basics. But from the basic, for the basics, yes, your broker can give that to you. But like you have rightly mentioned, you cannot overflog this matter. Traders need to invest more time in education. Traders need to invest more time in education. Education, to invest time in educating themselves technically, to invest time in educating themselves psychologically. Trading is over 70% psychological and just 30% technical. That's the truth. It is under that psychological that you understand the rudiments of the market. It's under that psychology that you understand um, uh, how to manage risk. It is under the psychology that you understand so many other things. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
So, sufficient investment needs to be made on on this side before you now go to click that buy or sell. You know, why should I trade with a 0.01 lot size when I can easily trade with a 0.1 lot size and make a 10 times more? Why should I trade with a 0.1 lot size when I can trade with a 1.0 lot size and kill the market immediately? You see, these are all suicidal tendencies in the
Yeah, somebody
market,
is asking
and
what
this
is
is
different between forex.
mm.
Even though that's not what we are discussing here today, what is different between forex trading and crypto trading? For some reasons, I cannot play on the platform this evening. I don't know. The platform is I've been acting up since. Uh,
Okay. As you get
can you
those
hear me?
questions, you can send them.
So
Yes, I can
somebody is
hear you.
asking if there's a difference between forex trading and crypto. Somebody actually called me up today and was asking me about crypto because of the discussion we've been having online lately. I told the person, okay, that cryptos is not very far away from forex. You also, the first place you must begin is to know exactly what you are doing. But I don't know if you have noticed this problem with most Nigerians. I have been a marketer. I'm a digital marketer, and I've been marketing. Of my years of marketing have been within this industry, doing like that, and real estate. So I've had first-hand information. Most Nigerians are not really interested in. They just tell you, they just go ahead and ask you one straight question: How what is the return on investment after 1 month?
I I was hoping that you will come to that. Really,
Yes,
that
that
is what.
question. That question.
In fact, let me tell you, if you dissect this, what is the difference between forex trading and crypto trading? Clearly, if you dissect it deeply, the person wants to know which one is more profitable by way of return on investment. I mean, if I put 1 naira
Yes,
now, how much will come out? And that leads us to another aspect of this business called Ponzi scheme, right? We are not talking about Ponzi scheme here. That's number one. Number two, we're also not talking about get rich quick scheme. We're talking about a marathon, something you do from now till probably the end of your days, right? That's what, sorry about the noise
yes.
from the background. That's what we are talking about. But essentially, to talk, let us pretend that we don't know about this other psychological side of what is the difference between forex trading and crypto trading in terms of profitability and how quick you can make your returns on investment, right? and just say both of them are like two children of the same parent. They are both um, the financial markets, right? However, one deals with playing in the financial market through fiat currencies, fiat assets, the physical money you can see, feel, and touch, right? The other plays in the financial
Mm-hmm.
market through digitalized assets, digital currencies. These are not monies you can feel, you cannot touch, they are decentralized, you cannot trace them. However, the same thing you can do with the fiat currency in the global markets is the same thing you can do with cryptos. It's just that in cryptos, just like in forex, you have different aspects of trading forex, right? In cryptos as well, you
Yes.
have different aspects of trading it. That's not a class or a session for today. So you may have to bring those who have been playing in crypto, in different aspects of cryptos, who can dissect them, who can tell you there's what you call arbitrage trading, there's what you call exchange, and the rest of them. There are different there are asset acquisitions as well, right? Those ones that you go and buy penny cryptos, waiting for them to appreciate before you sell off. And there are some people also running Ponzi scheme in the name of cryptos. They bring one crypto for you and they tell you buy this one. It is appreciating every day. The value is this today. Tomorrow the value will climb. Next tomorrow the value will climb. They are inducing such growth because that crypto is actually not in the market, in the open market. It is just them inducing such growth. At the end of the day, you acquire such assets, such cryptos, you cannot use it outside that network. And once that
Your
network
money go.
collapses, your money don't go be that.
Your money don't collapse.
So that is just it. So that's all I can say for now. I don't want to go deep. Whereas the forex market is the forex market, global currencies competing against each other. And that competition against each other, every global currency want to either strengthen against the other or deliberately weaken against the other to stimulate their economies and the rest and all that. We as traders leverage on this, take advantage of it, and continue to trade. Do you
You
understand?
know
We
that the
take
doctor that came,
positions.
yes, the doctor that came
Yes,
here the last time, he actually said that when you are trading forex, you are actually trading the economy of countries. Like
yes, that's what I just said
if
now.
you yes, you are just because he said it, that I wanted to reiterate it, because
Yes,
he said that when you are trading forex, what you are actually trading is the economy of countries.
yes.
So it's not like that is another reason why there's a video I dropped this evening about the fundamentals that we are going to be expecting this January. You understand? So in
Yes.
that video, I was trying to educate what and what the economic news that will be coming out of the US this January. And from all indications, it is most likely going to be a very volatile January for forex traders.
But I
You
told you
understand?
the last time
So
that
unless people
2025 is the year of traders. Is the year
yes,
for
you
traders,
you
right?
said it,
Really? Yes.
and it's beginning to line up. It's
January
beginning to line
20th,
up.
when President-elect Trump will be taking over, expect a lot of volatilities
Sure,
on January
sure.
20th because he will no longer be speaking as president-elect, he will be speaking as President Trump. And trust me, I hope he does not disappoint me. From January 20th, his Twitter handle will be seriously, seriously active again. You just wake up one morning and you see the market so volatile. Please go on Twitter or X. You see that President
He has
Trump
tweeted something.
has tweeted something that will just begin to shake everywhere. You know, again, another thing
You are very
is
correct.
once you hear that, let me give you another insight. Let me give traders insight again about what to expect this 2025. Once you hear that President Trump is living up to his promise that immediately he becomes president, he is going to call Russia and Ukraine to the negotiating table. He is going to call Israel and Hamas to the negotiating table for them to find lasting solution to their conflict. Once he does that, take this from me and take it to the bank, the price of gold will start to crash. Are you getting my point? Why
Wow.
is gold soaring and soaring and climbing and climbing and climbing? It is because investors in these economies that I have mentioned and some other troubled regions are moving their assets, their investment to what we call the safe haven assets. Safe haven assets like gold. Gold is a safe haven asset because anywhere you go around the world, gold is gold. So if the whole of Palestine burns down, a Palestinian investor can relocate from Palestine, travel to probably the US, access gold there, sell off, and still get his investment like as though he never lost anything. Do we understand this? The same thing
Yes, 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 yes.
happens to the people in Ukraine. Now, once there is lasting peace and then investor confidence returns back to these economies, right? Of course, these assets, these investments that are stocked or stockpiled in gold will now begin to come out from gold back injected back into these economies. The whole of the katakata in the Middle East, once it begins to get resolved, you see that the price of gold will now begin
To
to
calm
come
down.
down. The rush for gold will reduce. Yes, everybody who has gold saved for him or her wants to sell off so that he can make deal with fiat currency to inject back into economies or inject back into their business and all that. This will trigger the the fall of the price of gold.
So this is a kind of
So
expo.
that is just
This is a kind of
a
expo
simple.
for traders. Once you begin to hear these kind of things, you begin to position yourself to make a kill. You understand? You begin to position yourself to make a
make
kill.
a make a kill only within an acceptable risk limit.
Yeah, so
But that is the truth. That is the truth. That is the truth.
because we were looking at the
Other
data
things that will
at the end of
also.
December 2020.
Yes,
Yes, we were
yes,
looking at the data between January and December, and somebody
2024.
that invested in gold in January, as in proper investment, it was going up and down, no, up and down, but the
Yes,
general trend was upwards.
on the average the
You
trend was
understand?
upward. You could have made
Gold
double
was
your
actually the
investment.
baby of trading. Of
Yes, in 2024. Not only gold, wheat as well.
you trade upwards and you trade downwards. Maybe as we followed gold upwards in 2024, if Trump decides to make peace around the world, we'll
Yeah, you
still
can
follow gold
follow.
and come down.
Yes, downwards. Yes, yes. Same thing with the price of wheat. As soon as you hear that Russia and Ukraine have settled and the Black Sea is now free for shipment of grains out from Ukraine, you see that the price of wheat, for those who trade commodities, the price of wheat will generally naturally come down. So these are some of the things. There is a lot that will be going on in the forex market in the year 2025. It's just for traders to have idea what direction the market is going in the long term, and then position themselves to stay in that direction. Unfortunately, what we have from a lot of traders is they want to just enter the market this 2 minutes and jump out. They want to enter the market this 1 minute and jump out. They are not looking at the holistic direction of the market like the major investors will look at the market. If you can try to ride with the major investors, you will make a lot of money. Can you hear me? Hello, am I still there? Oh, I think network is gone. Hmm?
Duru, I had a technical issue here. These people, they, even though you have paid them, they can decide to they decide when you use what you are paid for. You understand? It's only but we thank God. We still thank God. Yes, you pay them
Then
and
they do you waiting that they do me.
yes, oh, you pay them and they still decide when you how you are
I
going
don't
to
turn
how you are
I
going to
don't
use.
turn soldier for my house. I'm just walking up and down, walking up and down.
Ah,
I see somebody say tap swap and the hamster dealt with them. So sorry about that. Sorry. This, okay, I think we have mentioned the difference between forex trading and
okay.
when you lose your money to
Wait,
cryptos, it depends on. Yes. Okay, I saw one question here. So one cannot recover their money after losing it to crypto. It depends on what aspect of the crypto market you are playing in, really. If you are buying and holding and that asset depreciates in value, yes, your asset and your this has been lost. But if you hold on to it and probably just like the sine wave, that asset begins to pick up steam again, then you can bounce back. It's just like shares in the bank, right? But if you buy into all these ones that are tied to, especially those ones that are tied to network marketing, no, those cryptos that are tied to network marketing, most of them, I'm not saying all of them will end up being scams, but most of them have ended up the same way. You want me to start mentioning, especially the ones that have gone under? One coin is one of them. There's another one that is going on now that is tied to network marketing, and some investors are beginning to realize that they cannot use it outside the network. I'm just once investors begin to think they cannot use it outside the network, then their investor confidence begins to drop. Everybody wants to to dispose of it. Before you know it, no new person is coming in to bring in funds. Nobody is joining the network, and nobody is interested in exchanging again, because you want to sell to your counterpart who is not ready to buy from you. What that means is naturally it dies off. Your money, you just see it there on that asset, but you can no longer access it. Your money don't go. Some are Ponzi schemes in the name of cryptos. They come out today, before you know that platform shuts down, because they don't have new incomers money to share to the existing people by way of returns. So there's a lot of complications with crypto. However, like I told you, there are the authentic, like we have been saying, for the for every original there is fake. So for every fake there is still original. There are those who do arbitrage trading, who move their cryptos from one exchange to another exchange. There are those who also do a lot of things, with the crypto, and legally they are making money. You can also make money.
Okay. I think we will have to leave it here for today. These network people, they will not allow us to continue. So I think Mr. Zeberi, I will have to craft out a kind for you here so that you can be coming and be maybe once every week, maybe on Mondays or Tuesdays, any day you feel like, so that you can come and be taking a 1 hour free class for beginners course, maybe beginners course every maybe 2 times in a week. No, I was signed out. So I mean now. So okay, ladies and gentlemen, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know. I was
I
muted.
was seeing
Sorry.
your mouth.
So I'll make out time for that.
I was seeing your mouth moving. Your
You are
mouth
seeing my
was
mouth
moving. I
moving, but you
wasn't
didn't
hearing
hear
sound. I
anything.
was even thinking that is these people.
No, 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 no. I was muted. I didn't know. Okay. So I was saying that I run a kind of academy too, personal academy for my students. So coming to take some time to educate people on this platform is not so much of an issue. We may have to sit down, work out something that will fit into my schedule, and also for the people. It's okay. Like I said, a candle does not lose its light by lighting others. If for anything at all, both of them will make the room brighter. So um, if people can get the right orientation and we continue to have more successful traders from Nigeria, it is going to help a lot. A lot. The
Yeah,
goal is to have as many successful traders as possible.
as
And for
possible.
people, whether you are playing in the FX market, in the binary options market, in the cryptos market, in the stocks market or the commodities market, wherever you find yourself, or in the synthetic market, there is also the synthetic indices,
Yeah,
right? Whichever
I
way
have
you
my
find
friend
yourself
in
and you are
London. He
playing
only
in,
does the
for
synthetic.
you to, yes, so whatever you do, you should be able to stay afloat. Just stay afloat, stand on your feet, and make profit. That should be the goal of everything. So I want to commend you specially for your efforts as well in reaching out to some resource persons to come out and speak freely to people on what ordinarily they should be paying consultancy for. It's not easy at all. It's a whole lot that you're putting in, and I want to commend you for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Berry, and I also want to thank you for always showing up when we reach out to you. I believe we can put one or two. We can arrange that it doesn't clash with your own personal training schedule, so that even if it is a 30 minutes live free training on the basics, then whoever wants to take it further than that can meet you personally and come to your academy for the training. But for the basics, you can always meet them at this point. So thank you very much, all our viewers. We are going to lock it in at this point. Once again, it's been Mr. Ebere Duru that have been doing the expose here today. We have looked at how we can be able to know which forex broker to deal with. But at the end of the day, the whole thing boils down to the best protection you can have in this forex industry is the level of knowledge that you have. That is your best protection. So that is the take home, and that is the final word from us all from this end. It's been a wonderful time hanging out with you once again. My name is Mr. Bond, and this is FX Town Hall, where we discuss everything forex trading. Here, nothing is hidden. There is nothing that is a mystery here. We dey talk anything, whatever it is, we say it out here. So we don't. There are no sacred cows in here. So thank you very much, Mr. Ibereduru. I will reach out to you again so that we can see how we can work out that free coaching for some of our viewers to be able to benefit. Thank you so very much. So once again,
God bless you.
viewers,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Bye.